Hey guys, this is Riayn's Room, your weekly FaceTime style catch up with your host and internet bestie, Riayn Christina, where we get real about the highs and lows of life, dealing with relationships as we age, finding yourself, and everything else in between. So get relaxed or grab a cocktail on your way into Riayn's Room. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Riayn's Room. I am Riayn and this is my room. Very excited to be doing an episode in the middle of the day. Like this is new, but I'm very excited for this episode because you guys are really nosy. I'm going to be doing a Q&A, answering some questions that you guys asked and just get a little bit more real. I feel like the real ones listen to the podcast, and so this is for you guys. I don't really have much housekeeping for this episode, but what I will say is that I am very clearly, obviously, in a hoodie, and if you're watching on YouTube, I also have some fall ambiance going on in the background too, because when this episode comes out 3 days from tomorrow, it'll be the official first day of fall. And so I was like, you know what, let's get into the vibes. And it's chilly finally in LA. I know I was like complaining about it being so hot, and now it's chilly. So I'm wearing a little hoodie. I have a candle going over there as well. And the fall vibes are here. But okay, we don't need too much of an introduction. I know why you guys are here, because you guys want the tea. So let's get into the tea. But first, we need to take a trip down Benjamin Lane, if you will. Okay, ladies and gents. Also, I did break 75 soft today because I obviously just relaxed and it's not 5 p.m. But I'm filming, I'm working. So, you know. Okay, let's get into these questions. First question that actually got asked like 5 times is, how are you? And I like that question, one, because I'm like, aw, but I'm also like, do you think that there's something wrong? Also, I'm taking my case off my phone because the little jingles, like the keychain, or what is it called? What's that called? Charms, whatever. The charms make so much noise, and it's just going to be right here in the mic, and that's just going to be so tragic for you, tragic for me, tragic for all of us. So I just took my case off. Anyways, am I giving off that I'm not okay? That's, I'm just curious. Like, are you asking because you genuinely want to know because you're just asking, or are you asking because I'm giving off that I'm not doing well? Because that's fair. I would say I've definitely been better. I think... Oh, I haven't told the podcast this, but I got a new roommate, a temporary roommate who's going to be here for a month. She's in a transitional point in her life. Obviously, I was looking for a roommate, and like fiscally, this just like works way better for me. If you want more tea on that, you can watch my latest video on YouTube. But yeah, so pre her moving in and that being like handled, I was super stressed and just feeling really overwhelmed with my living situation, because I knew that at some point I was going to need to, I don't know, figure out a roommate situation, or like figure out how I was going to take on this new financial responsibility. And that was looming over my head, and that was something that like just was stressful. I mean, anytime there's money involved, it's a bit of a stressor. Stop. Is that an ad? That is so funny. And you know what? I would skip it, but whatever. That's just a part of the vibes, that's real life right there, and we're back. As much as I love living alone, I genuinely did. It was really fun, and I just felt like comfortable. Not that I don't feel comfortable, but I felt comfortable living alone. So it was fun. It was great. And I do believe that there will be another time that I am able to live alone and, whatever, but that's just not now. So I have a new roommate who is super nice, super cool. I'm very happy that that stressor has been removed, even just temporarily. So now that that's handled, I do feel a little bit better and feel more at ease and not so uptight. I felt like I was really stressed, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing better. I also could be better. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Okay. Someone said favorite thing about living in LA, the food. I think there's just a variety of different foods. And I'm not talking about like the like salad bars. I'm talking about like all the African food, all the Asian food, like Mexican food. I'm talking about like the fact that LA is so multicultural. Like because of that, the food here is just so good. You can get such an array of things, and I love that. Like, I really feel like I can pretty much have whatever kinds of food that I want. I feel like there's at least one option here. So I love that. Obviously, I love the diversity. There's all kinds of people here, and I love that. I mean, that's one thing I love about living in a city. There's all walks of life here, and it's so colorful, and it's so beautiful, and that's something that's really important to me. So yes, those are the two things I love about living in LA. I mean, there's many things, but those are probably my favorite. Are you a sativa or indica girly? I'm a hybrid girl. You know what I mean? I like to dabble, a little bit of both. Someone asked, how do you keep realistic expectations after a good first date? It's obviously amazing to have a great first date because so often first dates are terrible, but I think to just remember that you don't know this person at all, even though they were super fun and we had a great time. Just remember that you don't know them and that you can be excited and hopeful, but I would try to not immediately be like, oh, that's definitely the one. We had a great first date. I felt the butterflies. Like we're locked in. Like, you don't know this person, like literally at all. And everything they could have said to you could have been a lie. Not to be like that, obviously not to be like pessimistic about it, but you know, I say that to say that just take that experience for what it is. It doesn't always have to mean anything more than you had a great night. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to mean more than that was just a really great date. It can, maybe sometimes a good first date is just a good first date. And it doesn't need to be more than that, if that makes sense. I feel the rambling is starting, and I apologize. The brain is going. Okay, next question. What was the most pivotal moment of your 20s? Honestly, I would probably say when my frontal lobe developed. Like when I turned 25, I was like, whoa. Like I literally felt like I was seeing the world like just completely different. And I was thinking about every choice that I had ever made ever. And like when I feel like I literally turned 25 and then I just remembered every reckless thing I'd ever done ever and was like, why did I do that? Like, that was so crazy. That was so unsafe. Like, why did I think that was a good idea? Like, what literally was I thinking? Like, I started rethinking, like, everything that I had ever done. I feel like I really started to notice patterns within myself, patterns within other people. I started to notice my flaws a lot more. I started to be like, you know what? This thing that you do, that I've noticed that you do all the time, that's you're self-sabotaging. Or like, you need to really look into this. You need to really look into that. But why do you do that? Why do you think that? Why do you react that way? I just started to really like break down who I was and who I've always been to myself and started asking me why. Instead of just being like, well, you know, I don't know. I just react like this because this. Or like, I'm just, you know, that's just who I am. Like, to myself, I've always been a person to like be able to like grow and evolve and change and stuff, especially when brought to my attention from someone else. But I kind of just like accepted everything I did and the way I felt about things within myself because I just thought that I felt like that. But I started asking myself why I was doing what I was doing and why I thought these things. And it changed a lot of how I showed up in the world, and it changed a lot just how I behaved in general. But yeah, I would say turning 25 when my frontal lobe popped up, that was the most pivotal point of my 20s thus far. Someone asked, any tips on enjoying your current season of life? My boyfriend is going to propose soon, but it's hard to be patient. Me trying to answer the question without like talking about my opinion about this. Just remember that every moment is fleeting, and while you really, really want to get engaged and you're really looking forward to the proposal, right now, you need the steps right now to even get there. And just remember that everything that's happening right now is to prepare you for that moment, right? Right now, we're talking about an engagement, but this is for all things, right? What's happening right now in your life, the season of life that you are in right now, is to prepare you for the next season. So you can't just skip over what's going on right now, because if you do, that thing that you're looking for is not going to come because you didn't. We're here. We need to do these things, these steps to get to there. That's personally what I believe and how I think life works. So I would just try to remember that. Be like, you know what? I'm super excited for the proposal. Literally can't wait. But I'm so happy and honored and thrilled to be his girlfriend now and to enjoy each other as boyfriend and girlfriend right now. How beautiful. Love to see it. And then one day we'll be fiancés. And then the next day we'll be husband and wife. And love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, embrace the today because it's going to help you for tomorrow. And the time that you spend worrying and stressing and anticipating the proposal, you're not taking in the beauty of right now because you're too busy looking at tomorrow. Hope that answered the question. I don't know if it did or it didn't, but that's my answer. And the next question is, how did the decision come up for you to not be a part of the Schulte Collective anymore? So when we all came to the conclusion that the podcast was going to end, it really gave me an opportunity to look at all the projects that I was doing, my own included, right? What I was doing on my own specific channels, and then, the podcast, and then the Schulte Collective. And it really gave me the opportunity to like kind of take a step back and evaluate what I was doing, the projects I was a part of, and then also like what my goals were and what I wanted, the future of my brand to look like and to be. So I knew that I wanted to focus more on opportunities that were happening in LA because that is where I live. That is where I see myself living for the next, I don't see myself leaving LA for a while. I knew that I wanted to focus on opportunities here. One, because this is like the content creator, like capital, like it's here. There is just more opportunities. So that was like the main thing that I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna really like do this and like really try to do the content thing and like really push this, then I need to be in the room where it happens. Like I need to have my focus here on what I'm trying to do in this city. So that was like the first part. And then the other part of it too, because I was able to take a step back, I was also able to look at who I was trying to reach as far as my target audience and the content that I was being a part of. And I was like, I'm really looking for women or queer people in their late 20s living like their kind of rowdy, ridiculous, a slightly unhinged life. Like that's who I am. That's who I'm trying to reach. And I feel like those are the people that I connect with the most and that like my content the most. You know what I mean? Obviously, like if you're a mom or a man and you like my content, like love that. I'm not excluding anybody, but when you create content, there does need to be a person in mind that you are trying to reach. I mean, I think the content contrast is clear. But that's, what kind of made it fun is that we are all so different and then we all have different people we are, appealing to and things like that. But because I really am trying to focus on my content, my channel, what I have going on, I knew that I needed to like hone in and focus on my specific audience that I was trying to reach. Who was I trying to reach? Are they here? Where are they? How to reach them? What kind of content needs to be made? What are we trying to do? And not to say that I couldn't reach them and still do the Schulte Collective. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that I wanted to put my foot on the gas in this other direction. If you make a product or create content or sell a service or something like that, you have to think about who you were trying to attract. And are you attracting those people? Yes or no? No? Let's do what we need to do over here. Yes? Okay, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that on that. Okay, next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know. I think I will still be living in LA. If the right person comes along, I could see myself being in a serious relationship. I definitely see myself having a pet in the next 5 years for sure. Making content still, working for myself. I can definitely see myself doing that in 5 years and just focusing on my like business. Like it's hard for me to conceptualize the future without like freaking out about the present. I am an overthinker, so I try to not put myself in situations where I will overthink about something that I cannot control, which would be the future. Can't control her, so it's better to just be like, I hope these things, but don't know. And it's okay if it doesn't, because life just happens and whatever happens, happens, and it's fine. It's fine. We don't have to control things. It's really okay. traveling and really experiencing life to the fullest. That is my hope. That really is my hope. Someone asked, are you dating anyone? Eyes emoji. I am not dating anyone. I'm not dating. I'm not emotionally prepared to be in a relationship. I'm down to clown, and if I meet someone in the world, okay, cool. But I'm not in the position to be dating. I am not emotionally interested in that at all. For those of you who don't know, my ex and I broke up in February, which is actually crazy considering it's September now. But yeah, so not that long ago. So, still, I'm just not ready. But I also don't really date. So the time between my last relationship that just ended in February and the one before that was 4 years. So, I'm not that girl that's in relationships ever. I am not pursuing anybody. But if somebody falls from the sky and it just feels right and that's the tea, that's fine. But I'm not seeking it out, and I am not looking for anything because I'm just not there. Someone just sent a jack-o'-lantern with a question mark. Halloween? Is that what you're asking? Well, what are you asking? Halloween? Just yes? I love Halloween. I will be dressing up. I don't know what I'm going to be dressing up as, which actually I do need to get it together because Halloween is going to come up quick and I always low-key wait till the last minute. So I have a little over a month, but less because I need to make content, obviously, and I need to figure it out before then anyway. So in the next few weeks, I will hopefully figure out what I'm doing as far as Halloween costumes go. But yeah, no, love Halloween. I do want to do a Universal Studios Halloween moment, Fright Night type stuff. Or last Halloween season, I watched a ton of scary movies, and I actually found out that I'm not scared of scary movies. However, I will say I was in a relationship then, and I'm not gonna lie and say that I did feel safe watching the scary movies and then us going to bed and feeling safe because he was there. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have that now. And so am I still down to watch scary movies at 2 a.m. and then go to bed alone in the dark? I don't know. I don't know about that. So we'll see. I'll probably try and see how that goes. I have faith in myself. My camera died. Sorry. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, we were talking about Halloween plans. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I feel like I'm a big girl. I feel like I might be okay. But, if not, we'll find out. We're going to find out. But I want to do at least 2 Halloween costumes this year. Someone said work tee. What, work tee, current work tee or past work tee? Well, in due time. In due time. Someone asked, are you romantically attracted to women? Would you date a woman? I have dated women. So, yes. Have and would again. We want to know what happened with you and Riayn. We broke up. Is theater in the cards for you again anytime soon? I hope so. I hope. I mean, the thing about theater is that you can't just decide you want to be in a show. You got to audition and hope that they want you. So I think I have an audition coming up next month. I don't have anything that I'm currently doing or thinking about. Really just trying to focus honestly on the content of it all. I think I learned a lot during Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde took up literally all of my time and made creating content really, really difficult because it's so time consuming. It all is. Making content, editing, and being in a show, all very time consuming things. And I don't know if I just didn't anticipate it being difficult, but I just definitely wasn't prepared. And when I'm in a show, I want to give my all to the show. And because I do create content and that is something that is a priority for me, that needs to have all of my attention as well. So I am trying to figure out the balance of that and to really audition for shows that I really, really want to be in because it's going to take up a lot of my time. And yeah, but I love theater. I will love theater forever. If I have the opportunity to be in shows all the time, I think I would take it for sure. It is something that I thoroughly enjoy and makes me so happy. and just checks off a lot of boxes for me as far as community, you know, friendships, exercise, music, dancing, performing, all of it. I really, really, like, there's every element of theater is something that I love so, so much. So I hope to do some shows soon, and I will definitely let you know, because that's going to be the only thing I'm going to be able to talk about. So enjoy the non-theater content right now, because when it comes back up, best believe that's all we're going to be talking about. Is your bedroom bigger or more practical than the other bedroom? Switch, question mark. Yeah, no, my bedroom is a little bit bigger, and it has better natural lighting in here, which obviously is important for filming. So yeah, I knew that I wasn't going to switch the rooms. However, if I did ever live here alone and I was going to like actually live here alone for like a long, long time, I would move my bedroom to that one and then have my desk in here, and I would work and film in here because of the lighting. I would move my bedroom to the other room because it is a little bit smaller and because the lighting isn't as good, and I wouldn't need it because that would just be my bedroom. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do think that my room is more practical just for what I need it for. Ooh, I love this one. What's a topic you could talk about for hours? I could talk about musical theater for hours. Genuinely. I could also probably talk about Justin Bieber for hours. And not just like, I love Justin Bieber, like the lore, like all the tea. Like I could talk about that for hours. What else? Shit, I could talk shit for hours, to be honest. I can't even lie. I could gossip for hours. Hate to say it, sorry. Someone said, how do you not compare yourself with other people who seem like they're further in life than you? I find it difficult for me to want other people's lives because I can often look at their life and be like, I don't even want that. That doesn't even seem like something I want. There's no need to compare because they are literally a different person going through something completely different. And even if you think you know what they're doing and how they did it and all that stuff, you have no idea. You don't have a clue. I have gotten some DMs that are like, you're 28 and like you don't have a family, you don't have a house, you don't have this, you don't have kids. I'm like, thank God I don't. You're barking up the wrong tree. Like you're trying to make me feel bad for not having a husband. Have we seen the state of men? You're trying to make me feel bad for not having kids. Why would I want them? You're just not going to make me feel bad for that. You're not going to make me feel bad that I get to go to bed and not have to worry about feeding anybody but myself. Like, you're not going to make me feel bad that I get to go and do whatever I want and get home at 4 a.m. for vibes. You're never going to make me feel bad for that. I'm sorry. If you are looking at somebody's life that is something that you want and you feel like you are behind, remember that this is all made up. It is all made up. These are fake rules. Like, we are all just doing whatever. So 30 is not too late to get married, have kids, buy a house, whatever. Also, who the hell is buying houses? 30 is not too late. 30 is actually so young, and I hate that we feel like it's not. I know that I make 30s jokes, and I'm like, oh my God, 30 is so old, and I'm going to continue to make those jokes because they're funny, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want. But the reality is, 30 isn't old. And I think that if you do have kids and a family right now, it's also genius because now you had kids when you were young and then they grow up, and then when you're older but like not too old and you're still like vibing, you can do stuff without your kids because they're all grown up. Also, so smart. And I think I'm going on a tangent. I don't think I know what I'm talking about. What are we talking about? People are often looking at other people's lives and wanting something that someone else has. So if you feel behind, you shouldn't, because no one is running this race but you. It's also not a race. It's a marathon. It's a vibe. We're here for the long haul. Well, life is short, but you know, you are in your own life. You know what? I think I'm going to stop there because I think I've lost the plot. I think I'm going to end this episode with that. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching if you are watching on YouTube. I want to do more Q&As, and maybe we'll do like specific topics and you guys can ask questions about a specific thing if you guys are interested in that. And obviously I can do another one where I talk about myself specifically, kind of like this. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys want to hear from me next, because we're getting into the fall and the winter of it all. Like, it's happening. So if there's any seasonal specific topics you guys want, please let me know and I will absolutely do them for you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode of Riayn's Room. Please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on a new episode every single Friday. Follow at Riayn's Room on socials. And if you want to watch the video version of certain episodes, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Riayn Christina, for all of the Riayn's Room goodness. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week for another episode of Riayn's Room.